should be live. Hello everyone. Just open the control room. Share it to the Discord. Right. Let's go. One concurrent viewer should be me. OBS is about right. Let's turn on the webcam because it's always nice. I need to close the window. There we go. Right, perfect. Does anyone have any questions for me? If not, then we'll start by just looking at some charts, see where we can find the weekly direction going, and we'll move from there. So first things first, we'll start very top of our list, we'll work our way through. Let's just check my audio's on the right options, sure is. And if someone could do an audio confirmation, that'd be great. If my audio is good, just say it's good. If it's bad, let me know. We are going to just go through, work our way through the charts, see what we can find. NZD USD, same position as last week, currently at what, like 1/2 to 0.7. Our target should be all the way down here, maybe a touch further. We can also draw a magic fib, which I will draw now. So this is going to be the bottom of our first magic fib, and then we'll have the next lines underneath. The next lines will look like this. Let's just draw it. So we can see that our target at the bottom is neatly lined up on the 0.5 of the next magic fib. We have got a few points that we can be looking at take profits on the way through. Currently having just broken through this level, which is why there was a little bit of resistance. Just has to break through here before you can get free fall down to the next point. Moving through, we had this trade last week, which has now concluded, and by the looks of it is just steadily moving on through, probably towards this 0.388. It's a bit late to be catching a move after we've already had so far moving already. Like, in theory this would be about 5-to-1 from where we entered, but we exited at around 3.5, which is fine. You'll find the next move could just consolidate. You might find a break in, like, you might find this happening where it's going to come up, retest, and then move, because there has been no retest in the area recently. So you may find that happens first. I will zoom out. Based off of previous history, it's also more inclined that we will get some sort of pullback before we just get to 0.6618. Moving to the next one, which is NZD CAD. A nice break and retest where it did break, pulled back, broke. It's technically retesting just these wicks here, and is now pushing through. This would be a nice smooth trade to take. We'd probably run our stop loss a little bit tighter and run it up near this line, and we would run for the next level of the magic fib, which gives us a good risk to reward ratio. If we go out to the daily, we might be able to see some previous price action and go, yep, that looks like a relatively clean move from one to the next, so we should be okay. Even here, historically, it was a relatively straightforward move, and I'd have to look much further back in time to get to previous again. So this could be an interesting idea for the next week. We'll leave it on the chart. I'm going to put it into the Discord quickly. And then we're going to move through to Euro GBP, see if we can find anything good there. Euro GBP is kind of consolidating-ish. It is a downtrend. This is just like retesting a level in through here. There's nothing wild. That is a magic fib, right? Yep. Yeah, it's a little bit too slow for us to be looking at. We can make the assumption that it will come back to 0.87640. Hello, how are you? That was my doorbell. I will go and check that. I'll be back in one moment. Apologies, my doorbell rang. Right, let's go back through. So, Euro GBP, we can make the assumption it's going to come down like this, but really there's no point in actively trading it. There's too little volatility. This is AUD-CAD. There's been a nice move. It's been pretty smooth actually after the breakthrough of the magic fib. Broke and has continued. How far is that from here to here? Currently 86 pips of movement, almost halfway. Halfway is probably around sort of 0.91. So it's probably about halfway. In fact, we can, in theory, just do this. Drag that and that, and we can estimate where one is, which, yeah, it's about 0.91, just a smidge over. So really we don't want to be looking at taking a trade this far through a trend. This one, which we kind of looked at last week, it didn't sweep down as expected, it just went straight up from the point. But again, at 3.5 to 1, and it continued a little bit further, although we will now be definitely expecting, after the break, some sort of retest to then move further. It'd be nice if we can get up to the 0.95. We're going to look at the daily, see how the daily looks. I need to remove my orange line because it's a bit messy. We can see that normally you do get a little bit of play in that area. This one just tapped and reversed. We're going to look through. This one pulled up and pulled back in. That one was nice and smooth. And then if we go back further in time, we'll probably find other instances as well. However, it's always more inclined just to wait for the break and retest. It's going to be a little bit safer for us. Then this one we spoke about briefly in the Discord earlier today. There was in theory a double bottom, but just as important is that you do get divergence appearing. You can see that on my back D you've got an instance of divergence right at the bottom there. I never normally want to advocate using divergence because I don't overly believe in it, but the option is there for people who do care about it. But furthermore, with Euro USD, I have a feeling you'll probably see it come down more, and I'd be expecting to get to 1.05 more than anywhere else, just so we can come and retest this sort of level, as there has been a lot of recent price action and history with it. I'm going to quickly open Forex Factory on another tab, bring it across. So there is no major news today, unless anything wild happens. Got a little bit of semi-important news in an hour, but nothing wild. What NZD is just doing its thing. It sits, floats, doesn't really move very much. Hello, football world. We should probably draw a magic fib from 0.9 to 1. That's the wrong point. I need it 0.9 to 1.1. Actually 1 to 1.1, sorry. Yeah, Odd NZD doesn't move quickly enough for us with the magic fib anyway. I mean, you could in theory probably draw it in 100 pip increments, but then it's going to be very tight, because you would essentially, if you're drawing in a 100 pip increment instead, you're going to be drawing this big, which is just too messy. It would be okay if you're scalping Odd NZD, but we're not. Hello to the 115 concurrent viewers. Where did you all come from? Hello. Then we've got GBP CHF. It's nicely moved away from this level. We did suggest that it might last week. Be nice to see it continue to move up. There is a little bit of price action in through here. However, it isn't based off anything majorly psychological. So it'd be nice just to see it continue to push. This one, I'd drawn a W, however the W never actually happened. It kind of built itself up almost to the necking line and then melted back. We're just going to remove all drawings because it was messy. And we'll draw a new magic fib. In fact, we're going to draw two. We're going to go 1.2 to 1.3. And we're going to go from 1.1 to 1.2. Just to make it nice and easy. Hello, Bardia. So at the moment all we're seeing is it pulled back up towards this 1.2 line. It's a heavy psychological level as well as being one of the key levels of a magic fib. What would we expect to see? Probably just a bounce. We'll wait for it, obviously. There is in theory another W that could form, which is 1. Okay, let's use the pen tool. Which is 1, 2, 3, 4. However, I would feel it's more likely that you're going to get 1 and 2. And we're just going to move further. Moving to USD CAD. Price is pushed up over a week, which is pretty good. Literally from Tuesday to Friday it got there. The concurrent viewers thing where it's just spiking up and down is weird. Like we went from like 4, 5, all the way up to 113, down to 5, up to 57. Hello May K 2023. Hello midbrain trading. I just dropped my pen. Moving forwards with this one, USD CAD, in theory you could get another W forming, but I highly doubt it. If anyone can't see it, you would go 1, 2, 3, and then the fourth leg would be like that. However, what I would more expect is it just to do that. But we can sit and wait over the course of a week and see what happens. Euro CAD, one of our stop losses of last week, is still just sitting and consolidating. It hasn't really moved anywhere. Price has gone up, price went down, price went up, price went down, price went up, price went down. We are just going to have to sit and wait on that one, unfortunately. There is not much more you can do with it. Euro AUD. It's an interesting looking chart. Let's see what we can grab. So hit that, pulled all the way back, pushed it all the way up and through. Just go to the daily and see what's up. So on the daily you would expect it to probably come up to this next level. So what we can do, and what the sort of smartest play would be to wait as it gets to this level. Hello George Ivy, welcome. It's nice to see you here as a new person. So the most optimal play for this would actually be just to sit and wait for price to get to, let me just grab around here and see how it plays out. Hello, I'm doing great, how are you? So that when price gets up to here, we can either wait for a breakthrough and retest, or we can wait for a bounce of some kind, be it a double bounce, or it breaks up slightly, pulls back and then melts. There are a lot of options. So realistically, we've got sort of 6 possible options. We just have to sit and wait, and I will quickly draw them. So our first option would be break, retest, go. Our next option is going to be break, retest, go. We're going to have potential for this, potential for this. Let's move a little bit further. Or potential for, I'm going to draw it where it's just 1, like that. But this could be flipped either way. So it could be that this one goes higher than this one, or the instance that I've just drawn. But we'll leave both drawn for now, because these are the options. So you've got 2 if you include both variations of this, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Hello Alexander Hamilton. And we'll go to GBP CAD next. I didn't mean to draw that line. Let's get rid of my pencil. What do we expect from this? We are starting to want to look up, because we can see that the momentum is dying. You can note that this is curved off rapidly. You've got a relatively hefty push, which is now sort of subsided. We've had 2 instances where we've had bullish stars forming, and this is another instance of BACD going bullish. Both clouds are also now bullish, which is interesting. Previously this one was bearish, but this one was bullish. So we can see that the momentum in this case has pretty much stopped. If we look on the daily trend, what have we got? I need to get rid of that box. So on the daily trend, we can see that price came up to a magic fib level, has essentially pulled all the way back to the previous one, and is now looking to go up again. So what we would be hoping for, I'm going to get rid of this line tool, we would be hoping to find something like a long position that's going to sit, and unfortunately because of the nature of this being such a wide thing, you're going to have a wide take profit. But the payoff is that our long-term prospects would be, we would want a really big, a wide stop loss, but then it'd be a really big take profit. So we'd be probably looking up towards this level, if not further. However, I probably wouldn't take it, because I would much sooner let price pull back down to this line at 0.62140 before I took anything. Yeah, I can look at UJ. I'm just going to run through this list quickly and then I'll get to UJ. So yeah, I probably wouldn't take this. I would wait for price to get near the line and then we can take a much smaller stop loss, but then also still have the FAR TP. Right, next pair, we're going to look at Euro NZD. Euro NZD, does it have anything interesting going on? We've bounced perfectly off this magic fib line and then over the course of Friday and today we've been ripping all the way up. If we jump to the weekly, I meant to click daily, but we'll look at the weekly because seeing as I clicked it, we are going back into a bullish trend, which is nice. This is a nice clean break, retest and go. We can now sit and wait for the next one, which is not far away. The next sort of zone of interest is going to be 0.72140. Once we get to this level, then we can consider if it's going to do another break and retest, or if it's going to bounce, as I showed in, was it EuroCAD I showed, the one with bouncing scenarios? Euro Ord, I showed all the possible bouncing scenarios. So you might find it does the same there. And that is Euro NZD. I'm going to quickly go just a little entry. Hello to all the news people. Archie, if you join that Discord and then drop a message, myself or Midbrain Trading in the chat will be able to help you. And then we'll go to GBP Ord. GBP Ord has done a nice, again, this has done the one where it bounces just before the line retests and goes, rather than the one that goes up and through. But again, I covered those scenarios. It's a nice clean move. Too late for us to really be joining in. However, what we can do is just wait for it. Probably going to move all the way towards 1.8, although if it does pull back to the 1.7764, then we can look at an entry. I have a feeling if you're going to pull back to 1.7764, you are going to be looking for a downwards move, however. So it is much more of a wary thing to take. Right, someone asked for UJ, so I'm going to do USDJPY. USDJPY is perfect timing. You are sitting right on the level of our magic fib. I'm just going to check that is a magic fib, but the numbers look right. Yes, it is. Hello to Goku. It's always nice to have a Super Saiyan. Right. If I do the daily, okay, that's a big push. Sits, consolidates. There is a fair amount of price action here. If I now run to the 1 hour again. We can look at the idea of buy, however there is the risk of it collapsing still. I would almost want to, so this, if you were to take the riskiest buy, it would be like this. But if you were to take a less risk trade, it's going to look something like here where you catch it above these wicks. You would then run a stop loss just to the line, for instance. And again, take profit up here. That's upstairs. That's annoying. Maybe even stop loss tighter. Maybe the last couple of candles, which I'm assuming will look like this for the last couple of candles. But those are the two options. Either you can take the risky one, or you can take the less risky approach, which is on the break of the top here. Do I live daily? No, I will do them a few times a week, but not often daily. When do you go live in UK time? Around 4 PM Dubai time, so that would be midday for you. Yeah, it's currently 4:43 Dubai time, which for you being in London would be 12 o'clock. Well, it's 12:43 right now, and I've been live for like almost 40 minutes. I think. Live time. 25 minutes. I was a bit late today. And obviously for me, my time is 4:43, which is there. It just lines up the New York session quite well. It means I can sit around for a bit of my day, do things, and then go live when New York's ready. Right, we're going to go back to this one pair we've already covered. We'll go to WTI because trading oil is always interesting. That's nice. We've just had a nice break and retest of this zone. So if you're in theory looking for it, you would be looking for a trade that I would want to set my stop loss up here. It's just easier. But then we would want to take a trade that goes like nicely down. And the overall trend for the last couple of weeks has been a downtrend. We've had a little pullback just from here to here. So we could consider that we would actually be wanting to go much, much further, probably somewhere down here. If we're going for that much of a move, you'll see stop loss just above these wicks. It's the safest way to do it. And I didn't want to move you. 70 to 80. Locked. So we'd be looking for something like that, just off a nice break and retest of a magic fib line. Always take 50% off of this first line, because this first line is still going to be like 3 to 1.5 to 1, which is more than fine. But then once that's taken, we can sit and trail stop our way through over the next weeks. Because maybe this would probably take 3-4 weeks probably, at least, maybe longer. But it's a nice looking trade aesthetically as well. Going to, well, let's enter DJPY, which was actually one of our 3 stop losses last week. And I'm going to get rid of all 12 drawings and then start again. Let me just draw another magic fib. From 80 to 90, you can see that we have broken through this level. Apparently I've just had an alert for a sell on NZD CAD, which I'll check out in a moment. Sell on NZD CAD. Yeah, that lines up with what we said, what I suggested earlier in the stream. It was literally the first thing I suggested. My tools aren't Lux Algo. This is the perfect entry tools. This is not Lux Algo. The difference being is ours are more accurate, but that's because I made them. So NZD CAD is a sell that we called already this stream. It was the very first trade we saw. I'm going to go back to NZDJPY. We've got a nice big looking sell off. It's going to be a little bit too late to enter. Owing to the fact that we really want to see a pullback, so you would be waiting for price to get back up here. Stop loss I'd set just above these 2 wicks. And then take profit has to be all the way down here for the next magic fib. We can consider that you could take some profit off here because that's where we've had consistent tapping of a previous level. Even though it doesn't line up with our magic fib, it is very heavily used, so we can run that line. But that would be like TP1, which would still be a 1.5 to 1, 2 to 1 trade, and then we can have this extended one at 11 to 1. CHFJPY. We're going to draw a magic fib from 140 to 150. 40 to 150. And then, this is, if I go to the Euro Ord ones, this is this scenario where it broke up, pulled back, taps and goes. So if I go back here, you can see that it broke up, pulled back, it taps, and then goes. So we very much would be looking at a short here, which can look something like this, with a take profit target all the way down here. I'm probably going to go lower if we're in a long-term downtrend, which we're getting close to starting. Not quite though, so we would just keep it conservative. It's still a 5-to-1 risk to reward trade and 104 pips at a risk of 20. But this is what the trade I would be looking for would look like. And then we would go with something like that. Important note, this stop loss, I've set it to above this wick. You probably can get away with setting this to the line if you want tight. However, due to spreads and stuff, I would go a little bit further. This is technically it's broken retested level here. If I just draw it on the chart, so you can see that we've pulled back and we've pushed through, got a couple wicks of retest, and you should now hook up towards the 163840. But in the shorter term, I would just sit and wait. It's much easier to trade it when it gets to a magic fib line, even though we've identified that it has found something. Because it's not one of our magic fib lines, we are less confident about it overall. Let me just do this quickly on my other screen. Uh, 8350. And take profit of, oh no, 83. Let's just copy that. One second. Take 0.8204. Why do what ads stop? I actually haven't run any ads this stream, so you shouldn't actually see any. Right. Yeah, there's nothing there of interest. Gold is pushing down. A bit more comfortably. There is nothing there of interest at all. Again, here, you could argue that we've come from a level and you should start working up, but it's too risky still. That's weird. I wasn't running any ads. Again, nothing here. BTC just needs to sit and do its thing. I'll quickly draw a magic fib just so people can see some things. we go 30, one way, 20,000 to 30,000. You can see that we're just kind of floating in the middle. There's nothing really to do here. And then US 30. Been pushing alright, nothing wild. Concurrent viewers has now gone from 3 back up to 115 as a random spike. That's really weird because we were at 126, it dropped all the way down to 3 and has now just started pushing up again. YouTube's doing something wild, I guess. Where are you? This is Perfect Entry Trading. Welcome. And right, going back, yeah, there's nothing of interest here. I can probably draw the next magic fib actually. So that one was going from 33 to 34, so we'll go 32,000 to 33,000. And then, yeah, we've kind of sat and pulled up to the 33 line, but because the long-term trend is so bearish, I mean, we've moved all the way from nearly 34,500 all the way down to 32,900. We can consider that we are in a long-term bearish trend. I guess someone's running an ad or promotion for me then. But yeah, I don't know if they are or whom. So I would suggest further downwards movement if we drop down a time frame or two. It's a nice bearish flag, so we can catch a short if we really want it that would look like this. Big risk to reward. Probably first take profit there for like 50% or more. I'm gonna go with, if anyone wants the link to the stream so you can catch this one or other ones, there is the link, just because it might be beneficial if it cuts in and out for some people. If anyone has any questions for me, do let me know. I'm happy to sit and answer questions. I'm going to grab something to eat as a snack while you can prepare some questions. In the meantime, I will leave US 30 on the chart just because it's a scalp trade running and short time frame trades can be monitored. I'll be back in one moment. I'm just going to mute myself. How do I mute an OBS? How? You know what? I'll leave myself unmuted. It doesn't matter that much. I'll be back in one moment. Right, I've returned. Sans biscuits. Does anyone have any questions for me? I'm happy to sit and answer them. Right, that is looking pretty decent. I'm just got to sit and wait on it, unfortunately. I want to see. Let's look at my stock list, see if there's anything interesting going on. I'm starting a Q&A thing as well, just so that people can ask questions. Is the stream lagging, or is it just me? It might be me. Is it me? Everything seems to be working my end. Hopefully it's not me. But YouTube Studio has completely crashed and died. It's completely crashed. Right, I need to go back to the studio mode. I'm back. But yeah, that's what I was trying to do. We went, ooh, wait, that's weird. Okay. The stream just went wild, I think, but we're still going. And the other thing is, how do you pin a message? I'm just going to grab this announcement. Hello everyone, I see people coming back, which means that I probably did drop, I'm guessing. And I'm just going to do that. Because people can just ask in live chat anyway. Yeah, right, let's go back to US30. Just go to US30. Ooh, it's pulled back up. Interesting. If it does pull up, then we'll expect it to hit 33. But on the 5 minute, it looked like it was going to come down originally. Interesting, we'll sit and wait. Yeah, it's probably going to go up. I'm not running ads. I know someone did just tell me that they were running ads for this stream. But, like, yeah, I appreciate everyone joining. All apparently 230 concurrent viewers of you. It's nice to see you all. If anyone has any questions, do just type them in the chat. I am always happy to answer questions. If you are interested in any of the indicators I use on my chart, then here's the link to our Discord where you can pick up a membership. On March the 11th and 12th, I will be doing a weekend course in private where it's 4 hours each day. You get private access to the recordings as well, so if you miss the day for some unknown reason, then you will get private access to the recording, and you will also get 2 months of our indicator access thrown in, and that is $500. If you're just looking for our indicator package, which comes with Forex and stock signals, and so you'll get our regular packages, Forex and stock signals, all of our 9 indicators, 10 indicators, and our generalized help in a Discord, then it is $75 a month. But again, we have got the Weekend Warrior course, which is $500. The links you'll find in the store in the description, in the comment I just put. If you want to join our Discord, there is a free part of our Discord where you can look and enjoy. Currently we've got US30, which is pushing up weirdly. We're just going to leave it to do its thing. We'll have a quick run through some of our Forex options again. Let's just go to the daily. That will go to like the 1 hour. We have full courses as part of the ship in our Discord. There you go. I hope that helps for people. Yeah, I hope that helps. Hang on, the link will be clickable in 1 second. Control Z, Control C. How about that? And then the other one you're going to want to do is so if people want to see our Discord, then click that, and if they want to see the store, then click the dashboard link. Right, in the meantime, this is just sitting and running, that's fine. This is probably still going up, right? Oh, it's kind of subsided a little, we'll just sit and wait for it. BTC, let's see if we can catch a little BTC scalp. We're going to draw a magic fib from 23 to 24. To 24. Just going to try and find some form of scalp trade while we're here. I mean, in theory, you could take a buy, but there's nothing there to take. Let's just be honest, there's nothing there. This is just sitting around. NAS, what can we do? NAS is technically bearish and is pulling back, but there's nothing really there yet. I'm going to check the conditions of this. Still no news. I apologise if my keyboard is excessively loud. Nothing there. It's interesting. It's pulling up, just kind of what we suggested earlier, that it would pull up, maybe grab an entry from up here, but not yet. There it comes. Nothing interesting there. We'll have the water instead of the tang. I mean, we have a pretty good win rate. We do also have other strategies and other setups. So if I go to, for instance, we'll just go to this one. You'll see that we do have other layouts which we can use. So we have all of these indicators. We have strategy tester as well. So you can then go and confirm if something is profitable for you. You see that in this case it's 51.3% profitable. Percent of winning trades. The average amount that you would win per loss is 1.44. And we do also have other things. I personally like trading with Pip Hunter Freeze using Renko charts, which I will give a brief overview now. I'm just going to set this to like probably 1. You see that we can get some relatively insane risk to reward. I'm really just going to set this relatively aggressively quickly. So we can go like 20. That's upstairs, I'm sorry. 4, 7, 9. No, yeah, sure. And then, so this would be just trading between these hours. If I set it to like a no New York session, then we can go and test for 2 hours of New York session, see if it's profitable, which apparently it is, but much less. If we wanted just to set it for 24 hours, we can just go like that. See what it's like over the course of all day, every day, no exceptions. Apparently that was too much for it. Unless they fixed it, where I need to go to 0 like this. That might be better. We yearly membership is 750 USD, 75. So you can see that in this case, if we're just trading all hours of the day, following this method, the percent profitable is 76% of trades are winning, and then the percent profit factor is for every $1 lost, you would gain 23 on average. If I just drop this down to the 1 minute, because it actually does make a difference. Then again, still 17 to 1, which is a significant gain. You're looking at a drawdown, max drawdown over this period of time was 0.12%, but the gain was 157%. Now, if we run a deep test, we're going to run it over, what's that, like 17 years? 2022 to 2006? 2020, 2022 minus 2006, yeah, 16 years. We'll just let that run for a minute and you'll get a result and you'll be able to see what it's like over that much data. It does take a little minute for Strategy Tester to run its thing, especially on so much data. Normally I would run it on like 10 years or something, but 16 years will do it. Uh, 56% profitable over 16 years. Max drawdown was 0.3%, but total net profit was 10,000%. I would say that's probably pretty good. 16 years to go from, in this case, would be, I think I just set it for a 1 million start. Yeah, 1 million start all the way to 105 million in 16 years. 56% profitable, so 56% of trades are winning. Profit factor of almost 4 to 1. So for every dollar you lose, you will gain 3.873. So you can see that we are definitely in the right category. We also have other indicators. I'll quickly run through some of them. Trend Scout. In fact, I'll just add a bunch of them on charts, and then we'll hide some and go through with it. So if I just get rid of these very quickly. So we'll start with Trend Scout. All Trend Scout does is it just gives you a score of the trend direction from 100 bullish to minus 100 bearish. There are 7 individually weighted variables that go into it. Let's put it on regular candles, and you can see that it's designed to be very fast to flick between bullish and bearish, just so you can get into a trend right near the beginning. But it also does give you a good guide to the strength of the trend. Notice how as it pushes up here very quickly, it's max strength, and then immediately dies off, and then immediately max strength and dies off as required. So that's Pip Hunter Trend Scout. Then we have Speed Scalper, which, as you'd kind of get from the name, is designed to react very quickly for entry and exit indication. If you want to use it, so it's literally designed that you can go, right, enter, and then a few candles later it's already telling you to exit, just so that you can be very fast and precise with your entries. We have LMI, which is known as Logistics Map Index. It uses the logistics mapping function. We've set it up so it looks a bit like a TDI, and you can use it with standard TTI rules where you're doing shark out of water and stuff like that. I have a personal favourite where I set this to an area and just remove the other plots, and then you get a long-term and a short-term trend all in one. So long-term trend is when you're above zero, short-term trend is the colour. So short-term trend, if we see here, you can see that the long-term trend was bearish because we're under the zero line, but the short-term trend in this instance was bullish. So you can get twin functions from it in one go. We have BACD, which is similar to a MACD, but there's a few variances in how the calculation goes. And I've currently got it set on very, very low, so it's designed to be nice and reactive. We do get divergences sharp with it. So if I go to the 1 hour on this, we did actively have a divergence here on the settings that I had used in the chat, which I think were that, or it might have been 31 and 2. Yeah. So in the Discord earlier, I'd covered that we have a divergence that goes from here to line up with this. So you can use it for divergences. I don't tend to use it for divergences. I prefer to just use it for the colour. It makes life a lot easier. I can just shrink it and just see if it's red or green. We have Momentum Extreme, which has a similar thing to Trend Scout, but this is designed for much longer term. So where Trend Scout measures a trend strength, this measures the momentum in a trend. There are 13 individually weighted variables, and it scores it again from 100 to minus 100, and that's what this nice sort of wave that runs through it is. You can see that you did have a little bit of a push and then it died off, and now it's all bearish. But again, very recently you just had this little spike where it was like, oh, okay, maybe we're starting to go bullish again. Then if you're someone who likes trading Heikin-Ashi candles but you don't want to have them on your chart, you can see the colour of different time frames of Heikin-Ashis just from within. So it goes like 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, hourly, 2 hour, 4 hour, daily, weekly and monthly on the bottom side, and then you've got the purple and white line, which is a bearish biased trend tool. It is much harder for it to go purple for bullish than it is to go white for bearish. Reason being is that bearish trends tend to be more aggressive and fast, where bullish moves tend to be much more slow and sustained. So that's why it has a slight bearish bias to it. And that's all of like the off-screen ones. We have on-screen ones as well. We've got Flip and Ride, which will tell you like buys and sells, and it just gives you a generalized baseline like this. It's not my favorite indicator. In fact, it's probably one of my least favorite indicators in the package, but it exists. And then we have Freeze with its strategy tester. Freeze literally will tell you what to do. It tells you short or buy and gives you a stop loss and a take profit. It can't be any simpler than that. You have the strategy tester as well, so you can see how profitable things are on different time frames and under different circumstances. Then we have SS, which if you like my magic fib style, this will draw it for you. So you can have your magic fib. It does give you little buy and sell signals as well, which can be adjusted just with the threshold and the 2 periods as well. And it'll give you little buy and sell signals. Always on trend, because the threshold filter at 34 just means that this is the 34 moving average. So it uses that to filter buy and sell, just so that you don't get cross signals. But you can see that you're catching sells all the way down and through the trend. You've got your nice magic fibs, you don't have to draw it yourself. And then we have baseline overlay, which has a lot to it, and there I have done a video on it breaking it all down for you. So if you're interested in the tools in more detail, then we have got the video for it. Normally if I go in live, it's normally at 1600 UAE time, which is like 1200 London. I'm going to quickly put my other layout back up. There we go. And it's all nice and fixed. If anyone has any questions, do let me know. I am happy to sit and answer them. Currently, we're just going to go through some of the different currencies again, just to see what has moved. We're going to check on this as well. This did hit stop loss, unfortunately. Has now also given a bullish sign. Maybe I was jumping the gun, but I also did say the long-term move would be to wait for up here before it does move down. Yes, we do have a Discord server. If you click the link, the pinned comment, it is a link to our Discord. Now, BTC jumped. Nice. Just as we said that nothing was happening, all of a sudden it jumps and goes, I am doing something. Right. Is there anything interesting there though? No, we've broken up through one of the scalping magic fibs. We've now pulled back, retested. We have to sit and wait to see if it's going to stay there or if it is going to continue going upwards, unfortunately. Based off the amount of momentum, I would suggest it continues going upwards, but it's never clear when you have such a whipsaw. NAS is also pushing up nicely. It'd be a nice trend entry actually, because you have essentially broken out of the boundaries it was sitting in. If we consider that this was the zone, we can also very easily consider this to be the next move, where we would have like a potential long up to here. If we run it to the daily, we'll just have a quick peek. So the daily is rather bearish. Off the 1 hour, what have we got? Yeah, off the 1 hour, this is a nice looking move. Very, very easy to take. Now, if I continue, what else can we find? This is just sitting and floating, there's nothing wild. This is pushing up, but that's because BTC is also pushing up, because BTC is dominant in here. GBPJ, nothing. CHFJPY has decided to finally move. We did look at taking a trade, and it appears that it is doing something. NZD, we suggested that this should pull up before we consider taking anything. It's just sitting and floating around. Nothing here. If stocks have opened, I can jump through some stocks. Although they shouldn't be open yet. Should be a couple more minutes. I will probably end stream when I need to do something else. So maybe another 30 minutes or so. 35 maybe. I do leave the recordings on the channel, so you can always just go onto the channel and go and watch the recordings and see if there was anything you thought that was useful in the bit that you missed. Still just waiting for pre-market on that one. What is New York time? It should be... Yeah, okay. It's pre-market, so we've got a little bit of time to go yet. Right, anything else? This is just slowly moving, it's fine. This, we gave a suggestion, we just got to sit and wait to see if it does it. This moved nicely already, and there's should be almost 1-to-1 actually. Just squeezing up towards 1-to-1. This is doing exactly as we predicted. We've even drawn the line and it almost matches the line. It's always nice to see when your prediction is correct. This, we said, like over here, that it was too far gone and we just have to sit and wait. We know where it wants to go. We've just literally got to wait for it to get there before we can catch trade. Same here, we're literally just waiting on a retest if it's going to, otherwise we just won't bother. Euro USD is pulling back after that little divergence buy. How far was that divergence buy out of curiosity? Curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. 30. Only 30 pips, it's not wild. This is looking like it's ready to push down. It is odd NZD though, so really odd NZD is only worth trading off the daily because you'll get nice trends off the daily, but lower time frames it's really not. It lacks the volatility. Although in theory you could just wind up your lot size, you'll get hit by such big swap fees when it is just not moving that it's not worth it. GBP-CHF is moving nicely. If you get a pullback, we can jump in for the daily trend towards the next upper target. This decided to follow this line, which is okay. We'll see if it continues all the way up here. And this is also just kind of melting. That's fine. You could, in theory, catch the short now that it has shown the long-term trend change. So you could catch a move that, in theory, looks something like this. And get like 2.5 to 1 or something. Maybe even just to here, where the bottom of these ones are. Hello, Finance Factory. Euro CAD running, well, would be running in profit. We did get stopped out on Tuesday when I last called it. If you're going to have an entry, it's going to look something like that right now. I'm probably just going to leave it, as much as I do kind of want it though. If you're going to trade it, it's going to look from here, Stop loss can probably just be here now because it's done its higher move. And take profit would want to be down here. If it breaks that, then it would go further, but that is the generalized idea. I guess that's more than takeable. Definitely more than takeable. I like it. News, let's check it. Nice. This, we gave it all the options, we're just sitting and waiting for it together. Again here, we said that we want it to come all the way down and then we'll look at a position. I'm going to delete that because I don't want someone just to take it blindly when it gets there. This, we're just going to sit and wait here, that's fine. GBP, ORD we've already covered. Oil we already covered. And everything else as well. Does anyone have any questions for me? That is now starting to push more. So there was almost an arbitrage situation from BTC to that one. But then BTC is also now pushed up to the next line. It did indeed break, retest and just push. The first position for that is NZD CAD short. It was a lot size of 0.58. Stop loss was set at 0.83986 and take profit is 0.8204. So that started today. And I will be updating it as more positions get taken and go through. Hang on. Okay, I might be back. I should be back. Stream should be back. I think it's working. Apparently I've got that. Stream status poor. Oh no, what are you doing? But then OBS says it's fine. We're just going to go with OBS. OBS is probably the right one. Alright, this is still just pushing up to the next level, that's fine. You've broken the magic fib line too. So that's some hefty push that's been going. That is nice. Already probably a 1-to-1 almost. Yeah, just squeezes up 1-to-1 on the wick. It was a nice easy but move. Is the stream smooth is my question for all of you. It should be now, but there was a moment where it did dip. Right. fine. Lots of USD things are just pushing. Has gold moved? Yes, it has. It left a wick and is pushing up, but nothing really for it to do. It's just kind of consolidating. You could argue there's divergence. You could argue. Am I going to? No. But you could argue that this, I'm just going to draw off this wick, for instance, to here versus here to here is divergence. Or you could also argue off the other point here. If I just do that, like that, which I guess would probably be the correct way of drawing it. So you can argue there's divergence, but is it of interest? No. Euro USD is now actually bullish, which is nice, so we can look, in theory, at taking something like this. Your take profit is going to be take profit and stop loss are both quite small though. Fine, Urius is pushing, it's okay. Everything seems to be running fine now. Alright, stocks should still not be open, it should still be pre-market till the top of the hour. I need a bathroom break, I will be back in 1 moment. How is everything? Alright, let's quickly have a look. Yeah, things are now just pushing. Nice. That's a big old spike on BTC. That is really big. How many percent? What is that as a difference? It's gone from 23,380 to 23,7, so it's $308 in difference in like 20 minutes. God, someone smells like a bun. PC is cold. That's the important thing. Perhaps it's outside. How many minutes was this move? So call it from there to 45 minutes. Nice. If anyone took this, you'd be nicely up by now. It's like 1.6 to 1. We're going to zoom right out. It's fine. Ooh, that one's pulled all the way back up. Interesting. This one's still following what we drew. It's fine. Nothing. Aha! We said that this will probably come all the way back to the line. It looks like it has. Now the question we have to ask ourselves is it going to bounce or is it going to pull back through? Based off the aggressiveness of this candle, I would suggest it's just going to bounce, but we do have to sit and watch another couple 5-minute candles, most likely. It is a USD pair as well, so depending on how it wants to react with the news that came out, it may want to go a little bit further. I'll sit and watch this chart for a moment just while it does its thing. Yeah, it's pulling all the way through. Yes, a strong bit of momentum then. BTC must continue to push then. It did bounce. If I get rid of the small one. It bounced off the small one, so I would almost expect it to come up a little bit further then. But it looks like everything is sort of stabilising. Even this, maybe it's a good time to pull profit if from it, just in case it does stabilise there. Now you've moved. Just going to push a little bit more. This is moving up. Be a nice way to catch a breakout trade actually. What's the 15? Yeah, perfect timing for a breakout. So if you want your trade, it's going to look like this. Stop loss can be very tight and we just run all the way to the line. It's only 1.5 to 1 though. Can we go for a tighter stop? Maybe we can go to here and make it 2.5. It's probably going to be about where the limits are. Hello, it's nice to see you too. Glad you've come back. This is pushed all the way up. I guess it's the news. It's fine. It's whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Oil has moved down. Oil should move up, surely, with the news. Should oil move up or down? US 30 has moved up. US 30 and oil negative correlation. Oh, it's a negative relationship. Oh, okay. So it should be moving down. That's weird. Anything else we can go? Oh, it's continuing to move. I want stock market to open, but we're still waiting. It's just doing nothing. It's fine. It's fine. You pushed a lot. Zoom out. We did suggest that it may pull up and through. Be interesting to see if it holds. Maybe off the 1 hour it just leaves a wick and pulls all the way back. Be interesting to see how the 1 hour ends on that. I'm waiting for that stock market open. That's nice. It's pulled all the way through. We've suggested that as price comes to here it might respect it, but given the severity of news, it apparently just wants to go all the way through. I mean, this is quite a difference. The forecast is 3.7, you actually score -4.5 is pretty big. Even this, like, 7, in theory that's like 7 times the difference. But that's good and that's bad, so I guess 7 times good is much better than 7 times, than a little bit not good. How do you because of volatile passenger jet? Interesting. Okay. Halfway to the line. Still pushing. Now we're getting towards the main line. This is halfway probably, like 2.5 almost. It's going to go to 4.6. We're going to drop down a couple of time frames and take a peek again. It was nice to catch a breakout on it. Big stretch. That's fine. Ooh. Yeah, it's continuing. That's fine. That's a big old whipsaw. I'm most surprised that it broke through the zone to be the level. That's fine. It is a W actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you could, in theory, have 1, 2, 3, 4. Sure thing. Join a Discord and where is the page for the store? Nothing interesting there. Maybe it does do the W. That'd be kind of interesting. Got an M there. 1, 2. There's an M here if you can't notice it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically, there's another W there as well. I'm just seeing things at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Oil. Should continue pushing it down, which is nice. Good. Nice, it's not a bad day. We've just got to wait for the stock market to open and then we can see how that goes. Once the stock market opens, we can... you've gone even further on pre-markets. It's interesting. Alright, I'll be back in 1 moment. Right. What I can do is just copy that if I need to. If you want the direct link to the store, it's there for you. Alright, next. That's fine, everything is good. I just want this stock market to open in 1 minute, but we've just got to wait, unfortunately. Give it a moment and it'll be ready. Still waiting for that market open in like 2 minutes. If anyone has any questions, do let me know. I'm happy to sit and answer questions. In fact, I encourage it. It shouldn't just be me going live and showing you trades. It should be me helping you to learn and to discover where things are going right and wrong for yourself. This is why you should just ask questions. Like, if you ask a question, I can give you an answer, then you've learned something and you can progress forward in your journey. Right. 1 minute, I think. I think the stock market opens at 9. It should be 9 New York time. 9:01. Stock market should be opening, I think. Oh, no, they're saying 9:30. Okay, I'm a bit early. Do we want to sit on till pre-market finishes? Probably not. I'll cover it in the Discord anyway. We're just going to jump back into some stocks, see what's going on. After the news, it doesn't seem to be anything overly wild, and the CAD can just sit and move. That's fine. It's just going to slowly make its way down to 8764. That's working. That's fine. It's pushing up what that one was. It's okay, it's fine. Be interesting to see what this one does over the next sort of few hours if it retests. Now we've got this, you might find it retests like this. But we will find out. That's moving down, that's okay. That's pulled all the way back up, but we gave it enough breathing room to do exactly that. This I can't see under my lines. It's doing nothing, that's fine. That we kind of covered it earlier, that it should swing round because of, and I drew a line that went like this because of the arching shape. We said it should go up, so it's nice that it's actually going up. That was in the beginning of my stream, I called that. This we just decided it's got to sit and wait until it gets to 1.72140. Hello, you've come right near the end, but hello. WTI, nothing wild. We said it should go down because the dollar's getting stronger, which means oil should go down. And the DJPY is just sitting around, it's fine. This moved up. Wasn't entirely sure why, but I'm thinking about it. Same with GJ, that's also moved up, so it's probably JPY related. Ethereum's pushing, gold is pushing. The gold and Euro USD charts are very similar actually. NAS is pushing up. I would probably look at closing the position I suggested earlier. BTC has basically got to the line that was drawn before the stream of 23,820. if you're in the buy, consider closing it. And then US 30 is still pushing its way. It has hit some form of resistance because you've got a line that runs all the way through here. So maybe consider leaving that as well. If anyone has any final questions, do let me know. Otherwise, we'll be ending the stream shortly. We'll aim to leave in maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Alright, I'm going to call the stream there. I will see you all. I think I can do tomorrow. I'll see you all for stream tomorrow. Have a good morning, evening, or whatever time of the day it is for you, and I'll see you at 1600 hours UAE time, which is midday London time, so 12 PM London time, and that will be tomorrow's stream. Have fun everyone, and goodbye.